Hey, good morning everybody. Kamaris here back with another video. And today, I know it's a different kind of video. I'm uploading a weekly recap on a Friday. And I usually do it Saturdays because usually all my positions expire on Friday. But, this time I bought back all my contracts anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I just sorry, I just thought I'd get it over with. Really quick video. I'm getting better and better. I know what to talk about as I do these more and more. But this week, as you can see, I clearly learned from last week. Do not diversify this much, which is why this week I only traded 3 stocks. And it was supposed to be only 2, but I'll explain what happened. So I took trades on Lam Research, Nvidia, and Meta. Ironic, right? My biggest losers were back again on my list this week. But let's go to the charts here. And you can see that I have Tesla and Netflix tagged on here. And that was a reminder because their earnings was this week. And as you can see here, after the earnings, things went a little wild. Netflix broke its daily trend line, the uptrend trend line. And Tesla, it's doing something. But, it also had its earnings, so it was wild. And I didn't want to subject myself to that risk, even though, the premiums would have been great. But again, I'm trying to build consistency, not profitability, because when you get consistent with something, the recurring, when you do something, you expect a return. So when you get consistent at it, the returns get consistent. So for now, I'm just going to worry about having my trades green rather than worrying about the profit. And I am kind of getting there. As you can see, the premiums this week were nothing bad at all. Part of it had to do with the fact that I did enter 2 trades at a time instead of single trades on different stocks. So it was way more relaxed this week, because last week I'd have all these positions open, and then since I'm a retail degenerate, I'd be checking my positions like every 10-15 minutes. And I'd open up my TradingView app and I'd have to go through every single one of these tickers' charts, and it was so bad, bro. Like, I was losing hair over it. But this time, I only had 2 positions open at a time, so I was just bouncing back between Lam Research and Nvidia and Meta. But net profit this week, we're up $63, so 67, I'm sorry, but that does count like last week, so we're not doing that. So does it like come back with dates? Okay, yeah, does it go back to so yeah, we have wiped out half the loss that I incurred last week, as you can see. Maybe not half, but we're getting back to the original capital. My current capital is $2,536. Still nowhere near that. We're still down, but we had a little pullback, like everything does. My portfolio had a little correction, and we're coming out of the depth. And Robinhood put on this comparison feature, which I'm really glad they did. I really wanted to know how I was stacking up. As you can see, I was literally doing great. Yeah, I think this is when I opened my thing, and I didn't even get funded until a week later because that's how long they took to transfer money. But we've had little setbacks, and then we have this big one right here. But yeah, next week, I think by next week, I know in my previous video I said that I'd probably gain back all my lost money and then maybe even profit, but I don't want to shoot that high up yet. I'd like to be down 0.8% by next week all time. But let's go through some of these trades and some of my emotions while I traded them. So Lam Research. So my clear mistake with last week was I didn't trade with the trend. So over the weekend, I went through my charts and I identified the trend in every single one of them, on the daily chart and on the weekly chart. I'm losing practicality for the 30-minute. It's just when there's like really wild swings, I like to see how price moves in the smaller time frames regarding momentum. That's the only reason I have the 30-minute. Like, I was using it for Tesla and Netflix just to see what it was doing. Oh yeah, and yeah, let's talk about why I bought back some of these. But as you can see, every single ticker I got up here, there's a trend. And United Health is still like going a little crazy with after the earnings call, which is why I didn't want to trade them either. I wanted to enter calls, I wanted to short calls, but I could see it had upward momentum going strong. And I'm not going to trade this for the next few weeks until I can gauge a new trend. So yeah, and then Lamb Research, they're still on an uptrend. I think they're coming back. I think they're just on a little short-term correction because of the chip news that came out on Wednesday or Thursday. July 19th, was that Wednesday? Yeah. On Wednesday, there was a report regarding like the confidence behind chip production with China or something. And the whole industry took a hit. We're still seeing the bleeding effects from it. Like, yeah. But on Lamb Research, I entered the 595 strike because that's the only option that met my margin of safety. And it looked to be a good technical indicator on the charts at a good resistance or a good support level. So that was the Lamb Research, and I really don't want to trade this stock. It meets all my margin of safety requirements. It's just the price swings are so volatile. Like, ever since I traded this, right? Like, I think I started trading it around June 26th. Because that's when my screener and everything, like, allowed me to find this to begin with. It's just had violent moves up and down, even though I've been really conservative. But I think part of that is what allows, I don't know, the only reason I trade it is because it's a cash cow. The bid and asks are really wide, which people tell you not to do it, to not trade stocks with wide bid and ask spreads. Let's just go down to like a put that I'd actually sell. Oh wow, this is a week from today. I might enter a trade right now at 550, but let me not do that. So let's enter this, right? Like, you see how wide the bid ask is. Even though I'm losing money, they like to say that you lose money, but honestly, like, I just don't have a problem with it. You could, before when I traded, I just went for the bid. I just wanted to be in a position. But with this, for me, it gives me flexibility to get some more money. Because I don't know. I think it has something to do with my background. You know, brown people, we're always bargaining for stuff to get a higher price or a lower price. So I don't know. Yeah. But that's part of the reason why I trade Lamb Research. It's because they just have really good premium for like really, really, really good out of the money strikes. Like, we were looking at the 550 call. That's all the way down here. So I'll definitely be looking to enter those next week, most definitely. And then I closed out of it. Was it this morning? Yeah, I closed out of it this morning, which is kind of sad because I bought back both of the contracts for $9. But I just couldn't do it, bro. Like, I'm still improving on the fact that whenever I see something like a volatile price shift in like contracts, it just scares me a little bit. It like reminds me of this, which is also why I closed out of Nvidia literally the next day. It's because, like, you know, after shorting a call on Nvidia and I lost $200, I was okay, let me go trade with the trend. So I went to shorting puts. And then it had a volatile, yeah, let's go to the chart here. And then it fell to, okay, I deleted the line too. Yeah, and then it fell all the way from its peak. When was it? Yeah, it was at 477. So, and this was with the 420 strike. I knew like Nvidia would have like buy orders at every single one of these key levels, so it would never make its way down to 420. But we live in a really manipulated time right now with this stock, so you could just never be too confident, which is why I bought it back. 56 minus 31, that is 25 bucks. So I think it was around like $17 per contract, which, hey, we net green on it. So yeah, and then after I got the collateral back from Nvidia, I opened up positions on Meta, because Meta was still like going really good, uptrend on the 18th. It was still on a good uptrend, and I was right, because last week I shorted the 320 call, and Meta made its way up to 318, and of course my I got scared. All right, so I bought it out for a loss, knowing damn well it would have expired worthless, and I could have gotten to keep my $10 premium. But it's just the way things are. So again, same story with Nvidia. I shorted puts, and then the chip thing came out, and then literally everything, there was like blood on everything. My entire watch list was red. So again, I was being really conservative. I was thinking about doing the 300 strike, but it's just when it's just psychology, bro. Like, it's what I was talking about. It's more about consistency more than the money. I mean, clearly it wasn't that last week, but we've changed. But so if you think you're being conservative, or if you think you're being too safe, then you're probably not being too safe. So just be a little bit extra safer. But yeah, which is why I didn't want the probability of me being in the money again. And even if I shorted it, yeah, we're below 300, so I would have been deep in the money. But yeah, I think I saw this big bearish candle with not even a wick at the end of it, which is why I think I closed it that day, right? No, I closed it yesterday. And I closed it yesterday. I think, I just couldn't do it, bro. But now Tesla and Netflix is out of the thing. But now, unfortunately, I believe these stocks have their earnings next week, so I can't trade Meta. Nvidia is until August. I think, was it Lambs? Okay, I can't trade this next week either. Knowing this company as a chip production thing, yeah, it's gonna be violent when they announce earnings. But yeah, up 60 bucks this week. And yeah, I went through all the positions, I talked through them. Let's just make sure my chart's clean. I think I don't know if I did change the yellow stick to blue. I was getting tired of the yellow, I'm not gonna lie. But this week I'm gonna go erase all these indicators, not the indicators, like the drawings, and then redo my TA, because can't just use whatever worked last week is not gonna work this week. That much has been evident. So yeah, really nothing much else to say here. Yeah, I guess I'll show this one last time. So yeah, this morning I was up 20 bucks on the LRC on the Lamb Research, and then I closed it out immediately. I literally closed it out on my phone, and I took a screenshot of the orders, and then I came, and then I entered the data on my spreadsheet here. Yeah, I'm lucky not gonna try and prolong this any much more. What I've wanted to say is here. So yeah, I came up with a new list for options week. So every time I enter a trade, I'll enter the ticker over here so I could just monitor the price easily. Because I'll be getting tired of opening up Robinhood and TradingView, where like they are some tough apps to use. Not Robinhood, but TradingView, especially on a mobile device. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. So yeah, stay tuned for next week, I guess. And y'all take care.